WHBY, good morning. It's 8:40 here at the OSI Studios. I'm Dave Edwards. And we have pulled her from a very busy day, and we appreciate the moments she can share with us. Stacey Hennessey from Century 21 Ace Realty is joining us here on this St. Patrick's Day morning. Good morning, Stacey. How are you?
Good morning, David. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for spending a few moments. Of course, the big question in the morning here is, who do you have winning your bracket?
The Badgers.
Oh, hey, there you go. Good start, good start. Hey, we just noticed, I have to admit, I saw this and I went, whoa, because the number will kind of shake you. A lot of it is attributable, I'm sure, to the weather, but a steep 17% plunge for builders starting new construction in February. But there's a lot behind that, isn't there?
Right, I believe so. There's a lot of land issues and land availability issues right now, I feel. People who do want to build, the location is priceless for them. Mm-hmm. So that's a big hang-up. They end up looking for existing homes because of that,
Sure.
and then maybe remodeling or renovating those to be in the area they want to be in.
And rotten weather in February. I mean, not only here, but the East Coast got hammered.
Right.
I mean, with all the snow and everything. So it's attributable to a lot of different factors.
Right.
How are the markets here in the Fox Cities?
I think the market is rocking, personally.
Good.
The Wisconsin Realtors Association posted at the end of the year, we had home sales in December, year over year, rose by 2.1%, and then home sale prices themselves were up 3.1%. Personally, the February market for me, I had 24 transactions, whether that be listing or selling, in the whole 28-day month. So a lot of people like to wait until maybe April, May, but I think you'll be too late if you do that because temperatures haven't been so bad and the snow has been pretty mild. It's heating up more.
So we're kind of shaking it off a little bit quicker. Because
Absolutely.
last year and the year before, I mean, we didn't even, it was May before we really felt like spring was getting here. This year, we're getting a nice early taste of it.
Absolutely. And I was pretty slow. I would say maybe 4 to 6 home sales, February, March, and April. And it took till May, but this year is rocking it. So if anybody's thinking about selling, definitely consult a realtor, get a market analysis. A lot of times people are finding their houses are worth more than they think, too.
What are you hearing from your clients? Why are they jumping in now?
Mainly because of the weather. Mm-hmm. Yep, they're finding they're itchy. They're seeing houses available. They're seeing houses sell very quickly. So if there's one they find, they jump on it right away. And there's, unfortunately, sometimes when there's multiple offers on properties driving the prices up, and they're heartbroken when they lose out.
Yeah.
So.
Multiple offers, isn't that a sweet thing?
Yes.
Honey, we have 6 of them. What are we going to do? Do you find that very often, that someone's property is just so hot, I can't wait?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I listed a condo by Appleton Alliance Church in the low 200s, and normally condos take a little bit longer to sell. They're snowbirds or whatever need to come back home, but we actually, in 3 cases, had children shopping for their parents who were either in Florida or some of the warmer climates.
No kidding.
Yes.
So that's not uncommon then, huh?
Right.
Wow. Stacey Hennessey from Century 21 Ace Realty is joining us. We're talking a little bit about the markets as we're kind of shaking off the winter and getting into spring here. What are you seeing that motivates people as far as price goes? Because I would assume some people that come in from maybe the East Coast or California, they look at the prices here and go, oh, you kidding me?
I can buy
do
this
they do
for
that?
Absolutely.
Do they do that sometimes? Do you see that?
Yes, and if a house is prepared correctly, staged correctly, very quality home, clean home, fresh paint, newer carpet, a lot of them are watching HGTV right now, so they want the best of the best.
We do that, don't we?
We do.
We saw some of it and we go, hey, I can do that with my house, too. I can make my house even... How much do you... When you advise someone, when they're thinking of selling and they're saying, we're going to redo all of our bathrooms, good idea, or do you want to have them not maybe plunge too heavily into doing a lot of renovations before they sell?
Well, if they're from the 70s with the avocado green...
Okay, you've seen my bathrooms. But in some cases, renovations are pretty necessary. In some cases, it's like, no, you really have a pretty good thing going here.
Right, kitchens and bathrooms for sure. Sometimes if you've got like the baby blue or the mauve carpets, it's time to neutralize that a bit. And don't be afraid, because one of the things I hear a lot is, well, the buyer's not going to like this. Yeah. Chances are, if it's your tan beige carpeting, it's going to be fine. It's going to go with furniture.
Good. Yeah. It's good to hear. Hey, we're still, do you still feel that we're recovering somewhat, at least, from what happened back in 08, 09?
We are. I don't think personally we felt the hit as bad as the whole country.
Not here.
Right. I think specifically in North Appleton felt it a little bit. We had a lot of executives who were getting relocated, part of relocation companies, so there were some severe price cuts there, but we're seeing recovery on those areas too. So.
Good to see. Stacey Hennessey joining us, Century 21 Ace Realty, and we appreciate her spending some time here this morning. Is it easier too now? Are people getting qualified a little easier than what they may have been years ago? That was an issue for a while there, wasn't it?
Right, and I would say 95% of buyers come to me pre-approved already. That's a very good thing to do first because it's like window shopping otherwise, and it's really painful to be heartbroken when you find the house of your dreams and you're not qualified to buy.
Was it kind of heartbreaking for some people? They would find out, oh, I love that house, but...
It's over my price range.
Yeah, I can't do it. So we're getting more savvy, aren't we? I mean, we have more tools available. We have apps available. We have HGTV available, things like that. So what are you seeing? People actually asking you questions going, yeah, well, I saw this thing, and can I do that here? Kind of thing?
We do see a lot of websites such as Zillow. That's probably the most popular website. Third-party, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Trulia. One thing people tend to look at quite heavily is the Zestimate or the Zillow value of their property. Keep in mind that's a very loose number. Oftentimes it's incorrect. So if you're relying on that number, again, call a real estate professional to make sure that's accurate because that is just an algorithm number from a computer, and they'll admit themselves that most of the time it's inaccurate. Some pockets of the country are more accurate, but in our area it is not.
What is it about this area that made us semi-insulated from some of the hits that Vegas and Florida and other places have kind of seen?
I think we're more conservative in nature. The jobs weren't as bad with job loss and things. Really, it's been pretty stable here, honestly. So.
Good to see. Good to see. Do you see a lot of people that you mentioned? Even kids are shopping for their moms and dads.
Yes.
Is that growing? Is it less now than what we've seen before, or is there a lot of that going on out there?
I believe it's growing, and I have it on both spectrums. You have kids shopping for their parents and parents shopping for their kids. It usually works out better when the kids are shopping for their parents because the parents shopping for the kids kind of are a little more critical of the house, but that's okay too.
Good to see. What is the busiest time of year for you normally? Is it summer?
Yes,
Fall?
Usually from April to September when the school's out. People want to make that transition while their kids are still home and getting into a new school district if they have to versus pulling them out in the middle.
How difficult is it when the person maybe lives in Arizona part of the year and you're trying to sell their home back here? Is that easy or difficult?
It's easy now because we have a lot of electronic capability.
Yes.
We can send things electronically, have them push the space bar, and there's
Skype if you need to, right? Absolutely. So what do you do? Say you're now someone that's been on the shelf. You've maybe been sitting on the sidelines and you're about to get in. What are some of the factors you should be thinking about as you're going in? First of all, I would assume make sure you have a budget you can deal with, right?
Absolutely. Budget you can deal with. If you're renting right now, make sure you're going in for that pre-approval letter, understanding the mortgage process, knowing from a tax standpoint how that interest deduction will benefit you. A lot of times people are even buying cheaper than they can rent. And in addition, we're going back a little bit to the programs where you don't need money down. So the WIDA loan program is available right now, the rural loan program. And for WIDA, you can have, I believe, slightly over $90,000 in income and still qualify for no money down product.
No kidding,
right.
Seriously, wow.
Right.
How much of the low interest rates really help this whole thing along? I mean,
Phenomenal.
because it's amazing to see. I don't think anyone 15 years ago would have thought, I can get a house for 3 point whatever.
Right? It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It is.
Because I still remember when my mom and dad, and we all do, were paying in the teens in some cases.
Right.
Staggering.
Right. And I even, at open houses, I have a chart that shows you your buying power today versus then, and it's just astonishing.
Off the charts, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Stacey Hennessey joining us for a few more minutes here, Century 21 Ace Realty. Okay, we just talked about getting into the markets. What do you do if you're considering doing so? What do you look for in an agent such as Stacey Hennessey? What are you looking for? What qualities?
Somebody who loves their job. You can usually tell that by the aura when they step in the room. And two, to me, if you interview a realtor and they're talking about how bad and slow it is right now and things just aren't selling, if that's what they're thinking, that's what they're doing, that's what they're believing, and you have to ask yourself, how hard are they going to work for me if this is what they believe?
Right.
Even I came into real estate 6 years ago. I worked cold calling and for sale by owners and anything I could do to get a listing, and just the positive attitude, the being a go-getter, doing what I can to cast the biggest net to market their home helped me sell where others couldn't.
And being involved with other people, too, to spread the word around as well, I would assume, huh?
Right.
Fantastic. Any weird stories of anything that you can share without naming names of weird things you've seen along the way or oddities that have occurred in a home sale or purchase?
Oh, boy. Carpet on the walls is sometimes interesting.
Carpet on the walls.
Yes.
Any odd man caves or anything like that come along? Because that's, is that a hot thing right now? Are man caves big now or not? Or are they not as hot? A
little bit more. Even the theater rooms are a little less popular. Garages with bells and whistles, so workshops and bar stools and benches and things out in the garage is a little bit more
Can you go
popular.
overboard, though?
Absolutely.
What have you seen?
I've seen Harley Davidson from wall to wall in the leather bar stools with the heart. Not that there's anything wrong
Not
with
that there's anything wrong with that.
But
But if you're trying to sell,
Yes.
and all of a sudden it's all Harley,
Right.
I can see that. So how do they get in touch with you, Stacey? Because you're saying, obviously, the markets are rolling right now. Let's get it going,
absolutely. Definitely the best thing to do is call or text me. My number is 470-9692, and I'm available from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
So you work on weekends?
I do.
Because I've seen some people go, Can I go see this house?
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, you can, right?
Just give me a day notice would be nice.
All right. Stacey Hennessey of Century 21 Ace Realty. Thank you, Stacey. Appreciate the time. Best of luck. Let's talk again in the future.
Thanks, Dave.
You got it.